Why did your family move to the U.S.?
We moved to the U.S. because we believe that there's more opportunities for us, like a better education, a better life. When I first came to the United States, I expected more in here because there's like a better place than in Thailand.
What was the transition like moving from your school in Burma to school in the U.S.?
When I was in Burma, the school is really different. For example, like in elementary, our school starts at 9 until 12. But we have our own money to get our food, to buy our food, not in the school but outside of the school. Like before school, we go to buy little snacks and eat them, and in the school we can't eat in the school. So, but when I came to the United States in elementary, they give us breakfast in the classroom, so that was different. I thought like most of the breakfast is free, but then I thought it cost money. So when I first came, I was afraid to eat them. And for high school, first half is 9 through 12, and then they go home for an hour to eat, and then they come back to the school an hour later until around 4 or 5 p.m.
What have been some of the biggest differences between school in Burma and school in the U.S.?
So in Burma, we learn differently. Like the environment is really different. Our teachers teach us really different. Like our teacher uses chalk to write, but in the United States, our teacher uses markers and boards to write.
Okay. Is that like the only biggest differences you notice?
And there's more like in the United States. It's more how do you say, like it's more advanced than us. Like we don't use any technology in Burma.
Okay.
What are, can I jump in?
Yeah.
What are like the classes, like your individual classroom? How is
classes?
it? Are they similar? Are they different?
No, it's different. Like the school is really different. Like there's the classes. There's like a rows of like bamboo, like wood chair, and then the floor is mostly like the floor is hard. It's not like the United States floor.
So are the students in the classes at Burma that you took, are they similar to students in the United States? No. How are they different?
Like the students, so in our culture, we respect our and elder people. So we really respect our teacher. Like once our teacher come in the classroom, we stand up and say good morning and stuff, and we listen. We listen to the teachers. But in the United States, some kids are disrespectful and they don't listen to the teacher. They talk back, but we don't talk back to our teacher.
What are some of the things that you enjoyed most being in school in Burma? What were some of your favorite memories or things you studied or things that you liked about being in school there?
Our teachers is my teacher is really kind. So before tests and stuff, we can go study at her house. And at the end of the school year, the whole class have a picnic, and we have a picnic near the river or stuff. That's what I like about it.
It seems very personal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the hardest thing when coming to the U.S. from Burma?
When I first came to the United States, I didn't have any friends, and I didn't speak any English, but I knew a little bit like the greeting and stuff, but then I didn't understand anything in the classroom. So they were like some of the other friends from Burmese, but we didn't have the same class, so we were separated. I was the only one in the classroom, and I didn't know what to do or I didn't know how to say. When I wanted to go to the bathroom, I didn't know how to ask. I just walked out of the classroom to the bathroom.
That's what I could do.
So was there a teacher that helped you
Yeah, there's like
Adjust.
during the day. There's like half of like during the day. There's an ESL class. Like after lunch, they come pick me up to go to the ESL class, and we learn.
Okay, what do you do in the ESL class?
We read, draw. We draw.
Do you work on assignments and things from
Mhm.
your other classes, or do you work on you?
We work on the assignment from the ESL class.
Okay.
So you get
And-
like separate assignments.
Yeah, and sometimes we also do our homework in there
Okay.
in the ESL class.
What has your experience been in school since moving to the U.S.? Has it been like a positive experience, an overall positive experience?
Yeah, I think my speaking, reading, my English has improved and my grades are good. I can do my work on my own, but I also have trouble on some of my assignments.
How old were you when you moved to the United States?
I came around September. That's when I was 9. But
Okay.
then I turned 10 in December.
Okay. So what grade did you come into in the United States?
4th grade.
4th grade. Okay.
Yeah.
4th grade at age 9?
Age 9 and 10.
About 9, 10, yeah.
Okay. And what school did you go to?
I went to Spring Mill Elementary School.
Okay.
Ah.
Mhm.
I live really close to there.
Yeah, I like it
I
there.
want to teach there.
Probably should. That one's like I feel like I've asked that. Should I just ask it? Okay. Were you treated differently being an immigrant in the schools here?
Well, in elementary, most of the kids were really friendly.
Okay.
When I first came to the school, the kids were really nice to me. They talked to me, and I made a lot of friends. And when I went to middle school, I knew a little bit of English, but then mostly in some classes the kids kind of bullied me. They call names and stuff, but I didn't care, so I just ignored them. And in high school, there's not a lot of it, but some kids, they still do.
And like from your teachers, were they all really helpful? And
Yeah, the teachers, yeah, they are really helpful.
Good. Well, this goes into my next question. Do you feel like your teachers have helped you to be a successful student in school?
Yeah,
Yeah. And in like what ways have they helped you?
like the teachers, some teachers teach us the same way. I'm just in regular classes as the other students, so they don't treat me differently from the other classes. From the other student, they just teach the same way. But then if I don't understand stuff, I just ask the teacher, and they'll just help me.
Good. If you were able to give advice to a ESL teacher, like what kind of advice would you give them? If you don't have any advice, it's okay. No.
Like some new students who doesn't speak English, some of them are they don't talk a lot. They're shy. They don't ask a lot of questions.
So how would you want the ESL teacher to help you ask more questions?
I think the ESL teacher should pay more attention to that student and work with them, speak to them a lot.
Can you tell us about a favorite teacher you have here at North Central?
My favorite teacher. Well, my favorite teacher is my math teachers. Mostly my math teachers, because they teach us and explain a lot of things to me. Yeah, and I also like my science teacher, my biology and zoology teacher, because I think it's because she understands me that English is not my first language. So like most of his biology and zoology works are hard. There's a lot of vocabularies, so she understands me. And
Wow. How does she help you with vocabulary words or understanding things? How does she help you understand
Like she
Those
gave us
differences.
like in our class, she gave us a packet. In a unit, she gave us a packet, and then there's a list of vocabularies that we have to find. Like we have to find the definition of it.
Okay. And that's something the whole class works on?
Yeah.
Okay, so you get to work through each vocabulary word.
And
Okay.
then we go over it in the class.
Okay.
Have you been able to interact with any teachers of a background similar to your own since moving to the United States? No, there isn't any similar to you here, like similar with your background.
Are there any teachers that that have moved from other countries? Any of your teachers here? Not that you know.
Not that I know.
Okay. Do you know if any of them speak another language other than English? What are some of those languages that you know of?
There's a tutor here. I don't know. I'm not really sure, but she speaks another language. I think it's French.
Okay. Thanks.
What are the good things about your ESL classes? Like, what are some of your, like, the things that you remember?
Maybe you want to start
Yeah.
with elementary?
Yeah, I was in ESL classes when I was in elementary and middle school. In elementary, I kind of forgot, but then in elementary, we usually go in the class, a group of like kids from the same places as me came from. We work together, we draw, we read, we do a lot of fun things to do in there. But in middle school, teachers give us an assignment. For me, when I was in sixth grade, teacher there's like a word, then she gave us a picture of it, and we have to make a sentence. Yeah. We do that a lot in ESL class.
What was it like working with other students that spoke the same language as you, or that are from the same background?
Yeah, we get along, so it was really fun. We work together.
Were you able to speak in your native language with them?
Yes, but our teacher encourages us to speak in English.
How many other students from Burma were in your, do you know about how many were in your elementary, middle, and high school?
And there's about 10 or 20 students.
In elementary?
Like the whole school or in just
Yeah,
ESL
if you know
class?
that.
Like in the whole school, there's a lot. But I don't
Okay.
know. There's
And in your ESL class?
in my ESL class, there's like they combine them with grades. So there's like in my class there's like around 10 and 20s. No, when I was in eighth grade in middle school, because it's in advanced ESL class. We read like there's a book for us in class, so we read a story of it, and we have to answer questions from the story.
So when you, like in elementary and middle school, when you were like hanging out with your friends, like at lunch or like on the recess, what would you talk about? Like would you speak in your native language? Would you try to speak only in English?
When I was in elementary during recess, I made a lot of new friends from United States. So they helped me like how to say proper English, the right way to say it. When I was in 5th grade, there is only one friend who was in 5th grade who speaks the same language as me. So we made the same friends. So we hang out in a group. We talk. We talk about things we like to do and stuff. What we like to do.
Would you ever, like the new friends you made from the United States, would you ever tell them about Burma? Would you teach them some words in your language?
I didn't really talk to them a lot about my experience from Burma, but then I teach them a word from my language. They want me to say a word of my language.
What are have you had ways to tell other people about your life in Burma, whether it's in elementary, middle, or high school, or just people here in the United States? Have they heard about your experiences?
Yeah, now most of the teachers knows about it, so
So your teachers? How about other students?
Other students,
Friends?
no, not a lot of students know about it,
Okay.
about our experience. They just know that we just came from Burma, Thailand, but they don't really know about the experience.
Okay.
Would you feel comfortable sharing your experiences with other students?
Yeah.
How do you think the best ways it would be for you to share your experience with your peers?
I don't,
Maybe just in like casual conversation or
yeah, just yeah.
nothing like super formal?
I guess since we asked about the good things about your ESL classes, what would be the bad things if you had them?
Or maybe what things are difficult for
Yeah.
you and your friends in your ESL class or in your other classes? Are there difficult things, things that are harder to?
Yeah, maybe things you didn't really like because they were more difficult. No.
Because like our teachers know what we know and not what we don't know. So our teacher give us things that we know how to do. There's not really any difficult.
So your ESL teachers worked really well with you and
Yeah.
like at your level and knew what you knew, how to work with that. Oh, that's good.
Did you do more like large group things? Were they more individualized with, it was just like you and the teacher one-on-one? How was the instruction with the teacher?
We work with on a group.
Okay.
The teacher talked to the whole class, but then after she gives us like the instructions, sometimes we play games. We play games to figure out the assignment and stuff, like the vocabs.
Are you involved in any extracurricular or community activities? Do you hold a leadership role or any leadership roles in your community?
So like sports
Yeah.
or like volunteering or?
I don't do any sports. I don't like sports. But in my community, there is a Burmese community in here in Indianapolis. I go there's 15 or 20, like 10 or 15 high school students who we go there Monday through Thursday to tutor the elementary kids with their homework.
Oh,
Yeah, just to
cool.
help them.
Very cool.
So are you paired with like one student or do you work with a lot of them?
We like for example, I work with the third graders. So there's like 2 to 3 or 4 students.
Very cool.
Do you think I should ask these before this one?
Yeah, that can be our
I
final
feel like we
wrap-up.
have a good amount of time left. Are you able to share like your traditions and knowledge of your country with like other teachers and students in school? I feel like we kind of already asked that, but like the traditions that you had when you were in Burma.
Like holidays
Yeah.
or like food or clothing?
Like, on Christmas we do a lot of traditional dance and stuff. Traditional things to do like the food, the dancing and other things we sing. And then while we celebrate our Christmas and New Year's, we invite some of the teachers to come, and then they know,
Cool.
they see it.
It's cool. I feel like we kind of already asked about the negatives of.
You're doing great. Thanks for
Yeah, you
answering
are.
our
A lot of
questions.
questions,
Yeah.
The negative experiences.
Yeah.
I think we already covered that. So we just asked about like your Burmese traditions and like what you guys do. Is there any like cultural traditions from like the United States that you've taken, like you guys have kind of adapted to?
Like we're from Burma, but then our culture is Korean, and Burmese and Korean it's 2 different culture. Like the clothing is different, but like the language, the alphabet is kind of the same, but it has different X. It sounds different. Like, what was your question?
It was have you adopted any, like you and your family adopted any like cultural traditions from America?
Yeah, like me and my nephews, they mostly talk in English now. Like when we were in Thailand, in school, we have uniform that we have to wear. But in United States, we didn't have to wear uniform. And most of us are Christians. So at church, we usually wear our traditional clothing. And we still do wear them in here on Sunday doing church. But then some people doesn't really care about it anymore, so they just wear the United States clothes.
What kind of food do you eat at home?
I eat, my mom cooks, we eat rice with soup, meats and vegetables. But we eat a lot of Asian food from our culture.
Pretty much talked about that.
What language do you primarily speak at home?
I speak my native language to my parents, my mom. But I speak with my niece and nephews to English because they're used to it. But we still do talk in Korean.
You talk in
Yeah.
Korean with your mom and dad?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have other siblings at home?
Yes. Two of my siblings, they're older. My brothers, they're in their 20s, 30s. Two of them still live in Thailand, and I have one oldest brother living with me, and I have one brother who lives in South Dakota, who's moving back here next week. And then I also have one sister who just got married last summer, and she's living with her husband in New York now.
Do you speak, what languages do you speak with your siblings who live in the U.S.?
We speak our native language, but then sometimes we speak with them in English for like practice.
This is going to sound really strange, but if you can think about it, when you're dreaming, do you dream in English or Korean?
I'm
Not sure.
I'm not sure,
Okay.
but I think I dream both.
You dream both.
Yeah.
I've heard people dream in different languages.
But I think I mostly dream in my language.
Okay.
Do your parents have any desire to learn English, or do you ever help them with learning English?
Like when I first came on our first few years, there's some English tutor. I think they're from colleges too. Like they come to our house, work with a group of parents to teach them English and stuff. Like they do learn from them.
Do they like it?
Yeah, they like it. They
Okay.
enjoy it.
Cool.
Do you have a way to talk to your brothers who are living in Thailand?
Yes, like the phone connection, it's not good. So if we call them, they have to be connected to a service.
How often do you get to talk with them?
There's not many time, but sometimes we usually call them on the weekend, like once a month, like that.
Okay.
I have a question about like your overall education. Like, what do you want to do like when you get out of school? Like,
When I graduate from high school, I want to go to college, and I want to be a teacher, an elementary teacher.
cool. The final question: what do you think is the purpose of education? Like the overall purpose.
I think the overall purpose, education is important. So we learn, and we go to school to learn, and to share our knowledge with others. And as we grow, we like in high school, we have our goals to become a teacher or a doctor. And I think from our education, we learn from it, and then throughout our life, if we work hard and if we use our education in a good way, we'll succeed our goal.
That's a great
That's a
answer.
great answer.
Yeah.
Talked about a lot.
That was.
We have, I mean, it's 1:30. Do you want to tell us a little bit about like the background of Burma? like why you left the country and kind of what's going on there now? Anything you want to share?
In Burma, there were wars between the Burmese army and the Korean. Like, they wanted to, just in general, they didn't want us to be in the country. So we had to flee to Thailand, and we stayed there the whole time. I stayed in the refugee camp for 9 or 10 years, and then I came to the United States.
What was,
Oh, go ahead. Are you gonna ask about the life at the refugee?
yeah.
Yeah, can you tell us maybe some stories or thoughts about the refugee camp?
Like the store in our house. In our house, like we don't really buy a lot of groceries to save. We don't really have anything to freeze it. So once we just buy. For example, on Monday, my mom's gonna cook this, like this and that. So we just went to buy it for. We just went to buy like for one time.
Okay.
How did you buy certain things? Did you use money to pay for these?
Yeah, we use money. We don't have any credit card or anything like that.
Was there any way for you or your parents to earn money while you're on the refugee?
My dad and brothers, they work. There's like Thai people. They like my dad and brothers. They knew how to speak Thai, so they work for the Thai people. Like my dad, he works like for he get good pays of money for like a monthly or 2 weeks. Then my dad works as he goes to work around 6 a.m. and then comes back in the evening around 7 or 8 or 6. He works like construction, but he don't really make the houses. He just make the woods, like the big woods. He sent it to the Thai to make other stuff.
Oh. Does he do the same thing in the United States?
No, right now he works at the Tyson
Oh, okay.
thing.
Are there any? I read the book through my eyes. I read the short paragraph that you'd written. It sounds like last year, maybe. Do you mind sharing some of the things that you did at the refugee camp that the book talked about? Some of the games you played when you were a child?
As a child, we played a lot of games, but we don't really play it in the United States anymore because the environment is different. In Thailand, some parents, we have a farm that there's a village, and we plant many kinds of like plants and vegetables, and then sometimes we sell them to the other villagers. Yeah, and then the games, like we play a lot of games, but it's really different from here.
You described a rubber band and a marble.
Yeah.
If you don't mind explaining
It's
that,
okay,
sounds
like
interesting.
the rubber band. Like for example, there's like we have a lot of rubber bands. So for example, we loan them. For example, for this game we use 5 or 10 rubber bands, and we have to connect them to. This is a rubber band, and this is another rubber band. So we have to use our finger to connect them to each one of them, like to get to it. So we have to. So if this rubber band get on top of this one, then I both get these 2 rubber bands. But if it touches, if I move it, then I lose. I can't get the rubber band. And then sometimes we use a ribbon, like we use our mouth like that. Yeah, to get to another rubber band.
What did the rubber bands? Why did you have lots of rubber bands? Was it because somebody was producing them? Oh, where did you
Like as a kid,
just for fun?
I remember when I was a little girl, I want to have a lot of rubber bands because like it's fun to put them on our wrist, and like we feel good if we have a lot of them because and then we can play with a lot of kids. We can compete with them. Like we use many different kinds of games with the rubber band, but I kind of forgot. But we also use rocks. We play rocks game. Yeah. Rocks.
So the more rubber bands you had, the better at the games you were.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a status.
It's like
Yeah.
a trophy.
Yeah. It's funny.
Yeah. Did you answer the question? You might have, so let me know. About how you got to come to the United States? How it was that you got here?
I think the United States, like the American, the ones who work with the refugees, the what was it?
Like the government?
Yeah, I think so. Like they knew about it, they knew about how we were living. So they made a permanent residence like that. First they announced us that if anyone who wants to go to the United States or any other countries, in the United States, some people lives in Norway now. Yeah, it depends. But my family chose to come to Indianapolis, so we had to sign up for the whole family to come to the United States. Like we had to choose a place, like a certain state. So our family chose Indianapolis. Then there's like many steps for us to get here. Like first we sign up, and then they call us down to go check if we have any if we're healthy or not. We go down to the city in Thailand to check our health, if we have any allergies or not, and if we're healthy. We pass the exam, and then the next step is we had to wait. There's a lot of different steps for us to come here, but then I kind of forgot because I was little. And then they call us. They announced us that they announced the families who got to go to the United States, and then they gave us a certain date. We had to pick up our clothes and stuff. We picked up our stuff, and then a bus. We got picked up by a bus. It's like a special people who it's just like you picked us to come to United States, so you gave us we had our plane ticket and everything with us, but then when we come to the United States, we had to pay it back, the plane tickets later. But my parents already paid them a long time ago.
Do you know why your family was chosen to move to the U.S.?
My parents chose to move to the U.S. because they wanted us to get more education, a better education, and a better environment, because we didn't have good education in the camp. The teacher, we didn't have money. The teacher also couldn't provide everything for us.
I was just also gonna ask how you chose Indianapolis and not Canada or Norway.
At first, my older brother he moved here, and then he got help. In a family, one family they have a sponsor that helps them for a year. They help us with how they basically help us with everything, the food and stuff. They for me, my sponsor, they took us to the Indianapolis Zoo, or they did anything. They went shopping with us, basically just to help us to get used to it in living in the United States. They helped us for 1 year, and then later we were on our own.
Where would you like to live once you're finished with school?
I don't really know.
Do you think you might stay in the United States?
Yeah. And since I'm used to living here, I also have a lot of friends in here.
Do you think you'll ever go back to Burma?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back maybe after I graduate from high school or during colleges on breaks. Yeah, I'm going to go visit back and go see our friends and families back there.
Do you think you'll ever live there again?
I don't know. I don't think so. Just go back to visit, like the food.
Miss the food.
Miss the food.
Do you guys have any other questions?
Is there anything else you want to tell us about? Or you think you got it all?
I think we got it all.
Okay, yeah, you did such a fantastic
Yeah,
job.
you did.
Thank you so